I can't stop reading because look, chapter 50, the button, and we know this thing is coming. We have to find out what's happening. Okay. Chapter 50, the button. Bright Bill was thinking about the small button on the back of his mother's head. Bright Bill, you should stop thinking about that. His mother was thinking about it too. Roz, stop. They couldn't stop wondering what would happen if that button were pressed. And one day, they decided it was time to find out. Because the thing is what if they turn off that button and Roz wakes up, just like you do with a computer? Does it start back to where you began, where it knew nothing? Or does it remember the things that it knew beforehand? Roz sat on the floor of the nest. Her son nervously stood on a stone behind her. I am ready when you are, said the robot. Okay, said the gosling. Here we go. Bright Bill took a deep breath. Click. Her quiet whirring slowly stopped. Her eyes faded to black. Now, Peter Brown chose this illustration to go right here. He didn't choose it to go here or next. He chose it right here. It says, her quiet whirring slowly stopped. Her eyes faded to black. And it gives us this. Peter Brown is telling us this is a scary point. We don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, the gosling's alone right now. Mama, can you hear me? There was no answer. Bright Bill waddled around and around and looked at his mother's face. Her strange spark of life had gone out. The gosling had never felt more alone. He was ready to switch her back on, but what if she didn't wake up? What if she woke up different? The gosling was afraid to press the button, and he was afraid not to press the button. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because what happens if he turns that button back on and Roz wakes up to be like a fighter robot, or like doesn't know who he is, or what if everything's back to normal? And even, will that happen? Bright Bill took a deep breath. Click. Roz's body tensed. Her quiet whirring slowly started. Her eyes began to open. Mama, can you hear me? Hello, I am Rosum, Unit 7134, but you may call me Roz. The robot spoke these words automatically in a language Bright Bill didn't understand. You know why? Because that's not in gosling language, it's not in goose language, it's not in language of nature. It's in the language of machines, which is probably human language. His little heart raced as his worst fears seemed to be coming true. But a moment later, her familiar voice returned, and the robot said in the language of the animals, "Hello, son. How long was I out? It seemed like only an instant to me." You were out for a few minutes, said the gosling as he hugged his mother, but it seemed like forever to me. You know, this looks like forever. That's what that looks like. That's an emptiness. Even though there's a robot and a gosling in it, it feels empty. It looks empty. I'm so glad she woke up, bing, and was back to herself. And then that's when chapter 51 happens, which is the autumn. And when you look at the story mountain, it's going to go like this, because in a chapter book, there's bumps as you go up the mountain. And when you do the autumn, I have a prediction that this is going to be a settling of telling you where these things are, like that the gosling has grown older. And wait a minute, autumn, what do geese do in preparation for winter? We'll read that next time.